Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I'm still emotionally unavailable.
And we're the Nerdy Bros.
All right, back to normal. This is just the last week thing. I don't want that to become a new thing where people just think I'm going to interrupt the Nerdy Bros part. That was just a one and done.
Yeah, but it was really funny. Though. All right.
I kind of suspected, or I don't know, depending on whether or not some of our closer friends that listen to the podcast haven't caught up to that one yet, because I'm just assuming some of them will just like reach out and be like, are you okay? The answer is no, but that's besides the point. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the show.
Yes, welcome back.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Today.
What?
I said we're eating today.
We're eating today. This is where
you don't have to turn around and look at me. Literally, you have headphones linked to you.
So I don't have to look at you. I can just.
Yeah.
I know you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. For this week, we're doing something a little bit different. We were pretty lazy before we were starting this, and we came up with a couple ideas that we kind of talked about. We hated
all of them. We hated all of them.
Well, we kind of talked about some of them before, and then we mentioned some of this other stuff that now we're putting into action. Junior's been kind of wanting to do a chill podcast where we just kind of relax and
a chillcast, if you would.
A chillcast, yes, and we kind of mixed it together with. I talked about there could be a time where we play video games on the podcast, and we have our 3DSs with us, which we will be trying to enjoy some gaming. Although we'll get into that a little bit later. As always, on the Nerdy Bros podcast, we like to start things off with something called Junior's Hot Take. And this is the part of the episode where I ask Junior about something new and upcoming and get his hot take or opinion on it. See what's going on in there. And being so that we've talked about trying to get our Pokeathon started, which we did get to start over the weekend, I want to ask you, Junior, about Pokemon Arceus. Have you heard anything about it? And if not, let me key you in, and then you tell me what you think about it.
I have not heard of anything about
All
that
right.
game.
You've played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, yes?
Yep.
All right.
I beat it.
Now imagine Pokemon in Breath of the Wild.
Okay. So it's an open world Pokemon game?
So it's like open world Pokemon, super close to being the same type of graphic.
Wait, hold on. Isn't all Pokemon games open world?
I think kind of ish. I don't think you're wrong. I think they're also still considered like an RPG too.
Yeah,
because you are like leveling up characters and you can switch out party members. So yeah, but this one is more so. I would still kind of consider a Pokemon game is usually kind of like linear though.
Yeah,
kind of ish, and I don't know what the like catching mechanic is going to be, but I mean it's like a 3D world.
Pokemon Go,
where you're kind of like. Yeah, I would say Pokemon Go, but like if it actually was kind of like how people expected it to be. So it looks phenomenal. That's super loud.
Doing a little ASMR for the people.
Is chewing ASMR is a thing too, isn't it? That's kind of gross.
Yeah, it's called mouth noises.
Mouth noises?
Yeah, I mean some people have something called something with an M that I can't remember. And they actually hate that.
They're masochists?
No.
That's not it. Mm-mm. But anyways, so yeah, I saw a little bit of a trailer on it, and the graphics look phenomenal. You know, you look like you're running into Pokemon, and it kind of seems like it's set like early Pokemon years, which I don't really know what that even looks like. Like, are all the Pokeballs made out of wood, or how do they even have the technology for that? I'm not sure how it's going to go, but yeah, like it doesn't seem like it's future-y or even like as present time as like even the original games are. So I'm extremely excited about that. But what is that?
When's this coming out?
I think it's set for 2022.
And then is it going to be like a Nintendo Switch game?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a Nintendo exclusive. Pokemon's always been Nintendo exclusive.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what does that sound like for you? Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
I mean, I haven't played like the last like 2 or 3 Pokemon games. Not that I don't enjoy Pokemon games, I just haven't played any of them. The last one I played was Pokemon Black. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you know that I play Pokemon Go every day.
Yeah, you still do. Yeah.
Sure, why not? I'd try it. I mean, I'll try it out, especially if you get it Like, if you get it and you either don't like it or you beat it and you're like, yo, you want to try it? I'm like, sure, what the hell?
Well, yeah. I'm definitely curious to see what it would be like because, again, because it's more like open world and the type of teams that you're getting, who knows if there's like random encounters with other trainers or if there's even like gym leaders and then like an Elite Four. There hasn't been a buttload of information out on it, but it looks crazy. Also, for those of you who don't know, Arceus is sometimes referred to as the divine Pokemon. Like, he's like God, I think, in the Pokemon universe, or just the god of the Pokemon. I don't know. But Dialga and Palkia from 4th gen, the legendaries in that one, they're supposed to be the Pokemon that like control space and time. So I don't know. Yeah, super curious about what this game's
Interesting.
Interesting indeed, sir.
All right.
Moving things right along, though, we come back to a fan favorite segment known as
Anime is an important part of our culture.
And for this week, I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know. I'm just gonna get weird. I'm gonna get weird and weirder every time.
All right.
Just for the audience and maybe for myself. For the anime aspect of this segment, I wanted to talk to you about that like Yasuke anime that just recently came out on Netflix, and it's 5 episodes, and it was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It was completely amazing. It has the same exact art style, I would say, as kind of like Castlevania does, and in the same aspect of that, it's got like that Greek show anime that you wanted to watch and you didn't watch, and then I watched it on. I told you it was awesome. You still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Same art style. That show was really good. This Yasuke one was phenomenal. I particularly really liked it because the main character is the Obsidian Samurai from the Neo series that I've played. So it was kind of cool to see that. Also, they added just a bunch of random elements that I didn't expect there to be, but I don't know. It was really freaking cool. I recommend it to anyone. Speaking of badass anime on Netflix, season 4 of Castlevania.
What the fuck?
Season 4 of Castlevania.
I said a chill cast, not a disgusting cast.
Is on its way. I think it said May 13th with the trailer we watched, and holy ballsack, am I ready for that? Like, I would have dipped my left nut in molten lava to have gotten season 4 immediately after I finished season 3, because season 3 was so good. I love that show. If The Last Kingdom is my favorite Netflix original, number 2 is the Castlevania series. Number 3 is probably Daredevil, because that show was awesome.
One out of those 3 is canceled.
Yes, it is. But I heard some stuff about, like, they might all be coming to Disney Plus though now.
I heard that too.
Yeah, so we'll hope for that. Beyond that, we finally got to see Mugen Train.
Oh yeah, we did
for the anime segment, and it was. I mean, for me, I loved all of it. Yeah. You weren't alone. With some of the friends that we went to see it, they did kind of say that they were also kind of a little underwhelmed with the start of it.
The pacing was off for me.
I felt like the pacing was similar to what most action animes kind of tend to do though. Like, I always feel like there's always a build up before we get to really a lot of action.
I mean, yes, but usually the build up is Goku's talking shit to Frieza, Frieza's talking shit to Goku, and then it's going back and forth. There's a little bit of punching here and there. Someone else is getting killed or something.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really much of that. It was just a lot of dream sequence shit and whatever, and I don't know. The pacing was off for me.
It just, I don't know. It got phenomenal reviews, and we talked about before how it beat out Spirited Away for being the number 1 movie or the number 1 movie that airs at the theaters in Japan, the top grossing one. So now it's in the number 1 spot.
I think, but part of that I think is the hype. There was so much hype behind the anime that when people were like, "Holy shit, there's a movie," I'm going to see it, just like us. But I think that if people knew that it was gonna be almost a 2-hour movie with only like 45 minutes worth of like actual stuff that you wanted to see, that some people would have been like, nah, I won't watch. Like, I'll wait until it's like on Funimation or Crunchyroll or something like that to watch it. I'm not going to pay $10-15 to go see this or whatever. Like, the hype helped drive it.
I still feel like there was a lot of good stuff that did happen earlier on in the movie before we got into a bunch of the action, and like the last like 40 minutes of the movie were just beyond amazing for the fans of the anime that just love the fighting sequences. But all in all, I loved it. I would totally watch it again. I'm sure you would probably just want to watch the ending again.
Yeah, the ending was awesome.
Yes. So that, I think that was kind of what I had for this segment. Beyond that, Beyond Two Souls also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to stop being able to say Beyond that. And now I'll always think that you're just in your head.
In my head, no, seriously, every single time.
Every single time.
I do that.
Not too much more on the anime front.
I've only been like
good.
watching some, but
well, I don't think, because I just think I started and stopped that Yasuke one. I don't think I've started any new ones yet. I have yet to. Don't be mad, James. I did say that the first thing I was going to do before I started Escryad was to check out the ending of The Promised Neverland Season 2 and see whether or not it got like an actual ending or if there's going to be a Season 3. So I haven't done that yet, but I will be doing that, if not later tonight, then tomorrow. I assume I'll probably get through the first couple of episodes of Escryad before the next episode of the podcast. But that's what I got. Anything to add, Junior?
Not really. It's like I said, as far as anime goes, I guess I've just kind of been catching up on some stuff. I think I talked about how I finished Gelping in the last episode. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, segment over.
All right, cool. Now, for a while, we've been talking about trying to do a Pokeathon and getting things set up and ready to go. And we were finally able to get it going last week. Now, just a quick recap. We did Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And it was myself, Junior, our younger brother Brian, and then Junior's girlfriend Megan that played. And what type did you go, Junior?
Water.
Yeah, and I went poison because we went.
Yeah, well, explain that. Like re-explain what we decided to do.
We decided to go the gym leader route, which was you chose one type of Pokemon, and you were only allowed to use that type for your team. And I mean, you could choose how many Pokemon you wanted to use or not use, and it had to be at the very least that type had to be part of its final evolution. So, for instance, to kind of just put that into perspective, Tyranitar is a dark rock Pokemon, but its first two forms are actually rock ground. So, you could totally get away with using, Larvitar and then Pupitar if your team was supposed to be strictly dark, because the final evolution does have dark in it. But anyways, yeah, I went poison, Junior.
I went water.
Our younger brother Brian went fire, and then Megan made a foolish decision and went grass. You guys all just wanted to go with the fact that you could just use the starters.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that work out for you, Junior?
I mean, at like the first gym, I didn't struggle that hard, but like the second and third gym, it took me a while. And then from there, I kind of started to gain a little momentum, and it wasn't as bad. But it really, there had to be like a lot of grinding. And by that, I don't mean dancing up on a girl. I mean, a lot of grinding with my Pokemon. I also don't mean grinding up on my Pokemon. Just a lot of training and getting them like overpowered so that I was able to take on some of these gyms that where like they either my Pokemon were weak to them, or there was just like they were just stronger than me, and I needed my Pokemon to be stronger.
So, what was your team again?
The beginning was Totodile, Chinchou, Poliwag, Horsey, Magikarp, and I'm missing one.
You said Chinchou, right?
Yes. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Oh, and Slowpoke.
Slowpoke, yeah. You have Slowking already too?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was challenging, and especially because technically I was only using 5 Pokemon at the beginning because Magikarp doesn't learn Tackle until, was it level 15?
Yeah, level 15 learns Tackle. Magikarp is unable
Yeah.
to learn any TMs, and you
Yeah.
don't get Gyarados to level 20.
Right. So I was basically having to use 5 Pokemon because Magikarp couldn't do shit until it got to level 15. And even then, it couldn't really do shit with Tackle. So I just had to get it to level 20 as fast as possible so it would evolve into Gyarados.
Yeah, and so to kind of put in perspective of that, my part, which I think I talked about a little bit before the Pokeathon started, I had to get everybody's team like ready. So I had a Soul Silver that was completed. The only thing I hadn't done, I think, was fought Red. And what I had to do was literally, build like all the Pokemon that Junior just listed off. I either bred them so he could have a level 1 starting Pokemon, or if they were low level enough, like I think if anything was like a level 6 or below, I was just like, oh, you know what, like they can just use that. That's not that big of a deal. That's not really gonna help them out that much. So I had to it was a lot of hatching that I had to do. It wasn't just obviously not just Junior's team. I did our younger brother's team, and so it was 5 fire Pokemon for him. And then 5 grass Pokemon for Megan, because all 3 of you guys use starters, and then 6 poison Pokemon for myself. And I think I tried warning Megan that number 1, if you pick Chikorita as your starter in Gen 2, you have the hardest time at the beginning because the first 2 gyms, like Flying and Bug, are both elements that are super effective to grass, and she just didn't care. And the rest of her team was just obviously also grass, so also getting shit on. But I wasn't able to trade. So, we only had 4 copies of the game, so I wasn't even able to start right away. So you guys started the game with your, you picked your starter.
Yeah.
And it was just only use that Pokemon, don't use any other ones. But you have to catch, another 5 to trade them to me. Mm-hmm. And I think you guys traded them to me in the second town. Or the second town that has a Pokemon Center.
Right.
And you guys actually could have done it in the first town. I just didn't remember correctly if the first time was able to or not. And I think I traded Brian, my team, and then you guys kept playing, and then I had to restart my game and then get to the first town, trade away all my Pokemon, get my team from Brian, and then catch up to you guys. So I feel like you guys had about what, a 2-hour head start? Or less, do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a little less. I don't think it was quite 2 hours, but we did have a pretty sizable head start on you.
And we weren't able to start until 6 p.m. And so the idea of a Pokeathon, if you guys ever want to take this idea and run with it yourself, do something with your friends, it's a lot of fun. But it's just you play any Pokemon game, you guys are all using the same version at least, and it's just kind of like a race to the finish. And if you didn't know, I don't know if they could do it in Gen 1, but I know it started in Gen 2 at the very least. You can turn off the battle animations during your Pokemon fights, and you honestly do not realize how much time you save turning that off, and then obviously just turn your text speed on fast as well, because we were trying to pretty much just go for speed at that point and trying to make sure that we kind of ended it. I did.
They built for speed or for comfort?
Yeah, built for speed or for comfort. What'd you do with them? You motorboat? You motorboat son of a bitch. You old sailor, you.
Where is she? She's in the house?
Wedding Crashers. I win. 10 points to Gryffindor. Anyways, So we did that, and I had even talked to Troy because he wanted to know who ended up, making it to the end or whatever. And I was just like, well, Megan quit on us at like 4 a.m.
She got so pissed.
She could not make it past the 4th gym, which was a ghost type, and man, was it hilarious. And also like the DS that she's using, which looks super nice, also like froze on her. But so that's why it was like, I don't know, every like 20, 30 minutes, I was always just screaming, just save check, just make sure, like if for whatever reason your shit did get frozen, like hopefully you were only like 5-10 minutes behind and nothing crazy.
I'm fighting poo poo right now.
Oh, your rival?
Yeah.
Yeah, I name my rival Troy. I always do because he's my rival in Pokemon.
And in real life.
And in real life. But what point? Yeah, I think I caught up to you guys within like.
Yeah, it didn't take you that long.
No, it did not at all.
Well, like we were also talking out loud about all the things that we were doing. So like even if you didn't know what you were doing, you were listening to us and you could be like, okay, I need to go here and then I need to go there and then I need to go here.
First of all, I didn't need your guys' help. If anything, you guys kept asking me questions eventually once you got stuck.
I just said, if you didn't already know, which you did, all you had to do was listen to us talk because we would not shut up about what we were doing, where we were at.
Well, especially the first couple, like the Pokeathons that I've done with my friends, yeah, the first couple of hours are always like extremely competitive at like the beginning of the game. Like, everyone starts at the same time, but, whether it be something minuscule or major, someone pulls ahead and then just immediately like, oh, I made it to level 6, you piece of shit. Like, oh, fuck you guys. Like, it's just, that's just the magnanimity of just getting to level 6 first, or if you're the first one that has a Pokemon evolve, you always just turn up the volume every time a Pokemon's evolving. So,
because they got to know.
They got to know. They got to know where you're at. I'm trying to think. I know Megan got stuck at the second gym very early on. Brian struggled with the third gym because of that piece of shit mill tank that uses rollout.
So did I.
Did you get stuck? I don't think you got stuck as long as Brian did.
No, I don't know. I think it took me 4 tries before I got through. Because the same thing, it was the rollout. No, I got stuck at the ghost gym also for a little bit because Gengar kept using Shadow Ball and like fucking my tits up.
Just fucking them all out of whack?
Yeah. No lube or anything.
No, just not. Do you use lube for fucking tits?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. I don't have tits.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be, Kyle? Tits or destiny? Tits. I'm trying to recall because I really just want. I'm trying to remember the exact point where I could just hear like who was in the lead. At one point, like everyone did have a turn for a hot minute. Everyone did. Brian obviously ended up falling a little bit behind just because he also had to trade like my team back once I was ready to go. Who do you remember who beat the first gym first? Because I remember how pissed you were that the Pidgeotto knew Roost, so every time you were like getting close to winning, it would just heal itself.
Yeah, I didn't beat a gym on my first try till like the 4th gym. I beat like the 4th one's with Miltank.
No, the 3rd gym is Miltank.
Okay, so then the 4th gym was like the first one that I beat on my first try.
Was the bug gym that hard for you too?
That I might have beat. That might have taken me 2 tries. But I
definitely feel like you got to the bug gym first.
But I think Megan beat it on her first try. She got lucky on a few of them. Was like, oh, I was able to get it on my first try.
No, she said that for the first gym. Yeah, she got lucky.
Yeah.
But the second gym that the U-turn that Scyther uses was completely screwing her up. Because the gym leader uses a Scyther
me up too,
and then a Metapod and a Kakuna. I had no problem because poison is not weak to bug.
Yeah.
And Brian went right through it because all his Pokemon are fire type. But then past that, I don't really think it got till we all made it to the 4th gym relatively easy. Like, I don't think anyone really necessarily had any issues with that. But once they got there, because it was like every single gym leader, you needed to do like a little something before you could even fight them. Except for, I think, like the 5th gym, unless you count like you had to like surf to that island to fight the fighting gym. So there was that.
Oh, yeah. Megan didn't even know that there was a gym on that island. She got the medicine and went right back to the other place. And I was like, you could have fought that gym right there, right?
Yeah, that's where once you beat that gym leader, you get the HM for fly. But I think I was the only person that had a flying Pokemon on his team.
Well, technically, I had a flying Pokemon, but Gyarados doesn't have wings.
Yeah, for whatever stupid reason. Yeah, the creator of Pokemon, the creator of Gyarados, why the fuck did you make him water flying? At the very least, it would have been way cooler for that to be like the first water dragon Pokemon. Also because like Gen 1 only had the Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite as a dragon type Pokemon. So really, really lacking there. But no one is a fan of water flying Gyarados. Although I will say Gyarados has a Mega Evolution, and when he Mega Evolves, he is Water Dragon. Also, Ampharos is also a Dragon type when he does his Mega Evolution. And Sceptile. So where were we? Yeah, so Megan struggled hard at the 4th gym and never made it past it with her grass team. But everybody else, you, Brian, and myself, all had a Pokemon that learned some form of like bite or like a dark attack. I mean, Brian had a Houndour on his team, so which it was already like a dark type Pokemon. And I could have I would have just imagined that at least one of Megan's Pokemon would have learned bite, but no, none of them did because it's relatively like a simplistic move for like any of the Pokemon to learn. And yeah, I had it. I mean, I had a Ghastly. So at that point, I think when I took on the 4th gym, my Ghastly had already evolved into Haunter, and then I immediately traded to get the Gengar. So like I just took a big old dump on that gym leader's chest. It was not difficult for me at all.
Yeah, like I said, I think I beat that like 4th gym on my first try, and then maybe the last ones were the ones like I think I beat the 4th gym, the 5th gym, and the 6th. No, I beat the 4th gym, the 6th, and the 7th gym on my first try. Like no problem. Actually, the 8th gym I also beat on my first try.
You beat the Dragon Gym on your first try?
Yeah.
Doesn't she uses a Gyarados, doesn't she? Claire?
Yes.
She has like a Gyarados, and a Kingdra, and a Dragonair? Or no?
I think 2 Dragonairs.
Oh yeah, she does use 4 Pokemon. Gyarados, 2 Dragonairs, and then Kingdra.
Yeah. The Dragonairs, I could kill both of them in one hit.
With Blizzard from Poliwhirl?
Yes.
Okay. What'd you do with did you just use your Kingdra against her Kingdra?
Yeah. Well, when I got to that point, I think when I got to that point, I was using one Pokemon and just one Pokemon and working on getting them to level 40. So then once that Pokemon got to level 40, then I would switch to the next Pokemon and get that one to level 40. So yeah, I think I went with like Kingdra first. And, but yeah, I didn't have a problem with that one. I knew that I wouldn't based on what Brian was telling me.
Well, you also had Dragon is only weak to either other Dragon moves or Ice. In the newer gen now also Fairy is super effective against Dragon as well. But yeah, with a Kingdra, yeah, you're probably gonna be fine. I think I taught my Nidoking Blizzard, but Nidoking is Poison Ground, so like that Kingdra would use Hydro Pump and immediately just crap on my face. So it was not pleasant. I think I poisoned it, and then that's what ended up like getting the win for me. Like just throwing out something that wasn't dying immediately to like a Hydro Pump or Dragon Pulse, and then eventually the poison just did its job, man. But yeah, I pulled ahead. I was the first one to beat the third gym, and then after that, Brian, there was he was maybe 40 minutes behind me to if I would have stopped playing for 40 minutes, he probably would have caught up. But yeah, after that, no one set the pace to get ahead of me. It was, I don't know. You guys all had to Megan, you and Brian all had to train from time to time. And I was just I'm just fighting the trainers. I'm buying repels because fuck fighting all these wild Pokemon. Yeah. That was the other thing too. If you guys
I didn't do any of that. Yeah.
If you guys kept getting into random encounters, that's also time that was taken up. And this is a race. Mama, I want to go fast. So
yeah, I didn't do any of that because I also looked at it as training. And like I said, I needed to train. Obviously you didn't because you were the only one that was smart enough to pick a secondary as a type or whatever.
I mean, I guess I should probably mention what my team was.
Yeah.
We said yours and then we forgot to say mine. And it's not just they're not all just secondary types. Because the secondary type obviously would be the one off to the side. Your primary type is going to be your first one. So, I mean, my ending team that I got here, I have Crobat. That's poison flying. So that's his poison is his primary type. Beedrill is bug poison. So there's a secondary poison. Nidoking is primary poison because both Nidoran and Nidorino are only poison, so ground is a secondary here. Gengar's secondary is poison. Tentacruel's secondary is poison. And then Chabaka. Arbok's just pure poison Pokemon. So I did about half and half.
Should I learn Hydro Pump?
For who?
For Gyarados.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Because I have 2 dragons. I have strength because I need strength. And then bite.
Wait, so he doesn't know a water move?
No.
I mean, I would get... Again, Dragon Rage is always only going to do 40 damage.
Yeah.
So,
But it also always does 40 damage.
Yeah, but this is late game. Most of the time, you're not even going to do half health with that. And honestly, Twister is not that good of a dragon move either.
So I should get rid of Twister.
Which
is what I was going to do.
Okay. So anyways, where are you at right now in the game?
I'm fighting Poo Poo right now.
Your rival?
Yeah.
You're still fighting him?
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
I was getting my ass kicked, but I'm good now. I just had to get past this fucking...
Meganium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got him.
So that was definitely was the hardest probably part for you guys with your rivals. Since you guys all went with a type that's one of the starter types, your rival was going to have... His best Pokemon was going to be something that's super effective to pretty much your entire team. So I looked out a little bit there. I think I picked Cyndaquil at the beginning, so my rival was gonna have the water type Totodile, Crocodile, and Feraligatr. But I mean, it did nothing to me. You mean nothing. But
you know nothing, Johnson.
So would you say your rival was probably the hardest part of the game for you, or
no? The gym leaders were. I beat my rival every single time on my first try until the 4th encounter was the first time that it took me 3 tries, I think, to beat him. But then the next time after that, I think I beat him on my first try. And then if I beat him right now, it'll also be on my first try.
How many Pokemon does he have left?
He has 2 and I have 4.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good chance.
Well, but I'm pretty sure wasn't he using he's going to have a Magneton, I'm pretty sure.
I already took care of that.
Okay, then you don't got to worry about it. How'd you take care of the Magneton?
With Lantern.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Lantern can't be hurt by... Dude, that's how I took out the freaking... the 5 girls with the kimonos when I had to take on the one with Jolteon. I didn't think I told you this. All my other Pokemon had died. Lantern... I had traded, recalled Lantern earlier in a battle and put out another Pokemon. Lantern had 1 HP left. I was like, well, this fucking fight's over. But Lantern needs to die so that I can black out and wake up in the Poké Center. And it's against Jolteon. So I throw Lantern out, immediately gets hit by Thunderbolt, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm regaining health.
Yeah. So Chinchou and Lantern are both, it's a water electric Pokemon. It's actually a pretty sweet Pokemon introduced in 2nd gen. And yeah, any electric or thunder moves end up healing it instead of obviously being super effective because it's, secondary type is thunder.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
It is awesome. And so that means you fight your rival right at the end of Victory Road. So as soon as you beat him, you'll be at the Elite Four.
Yeah, which you already got through, right? But you have to
I
do
mean,
it again because
No. I have not gotten through them. I lost.
it's called the Elite Four,
Yes.
not the Elite Five.
Okay, but still,
so you got through the Elite Four,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you lost to the
I lost.
champion.
I lost to the champion. I cannot beat him. He is hard.
Well, he also uses dragons, right?
Who, Lance?
Yeah.
Lance is Claire's brother.
Yeah.
And it's kind of shitty. Like, Lance is the final member of the Elite Four in first gen, and then he becomes the champion in second gen. On top of the fact that you already had to fight Claire, his sister, as the 8th gym leader.
I beat Poo Poo.
You did?
Yeah. First try.
Oh,
Got it.
Jeter, tell our audience, why did you name your rival Poo Poo?
Well, so Megan said that she named her rival Pee Pee, so I named mine Poo Poo. But it's funny because you're like, Megan's the only one that said what her rival's name is. She said it was Pee Pee, and then I go, I named mine Poo Poo.
And I started laughing hysterically.
Yeah, Pee Pee Poo Poo.
Good old Pee Pee Poo. Did Brian ever say what he named his rival?
No.
Also, didn't Brian name himself something weird? No, he didn't.
No. He named himself what his rap name is.
Oh, yeah. Volo.
All right, I'm out.
You're out? All right. So you'll be
Now I
able
have
to
to
heal.
heal up.
Yeah. I would definitely say spend all your money on revives and hyper potions. And that way, like, when you lose to the Elite Four, you don't
probably
lose a
gonna
bunch of
happen.
money. I mean, that's where I'm at. Like, I think I went. So I have an entire poison team, and for those of you that don't know, second gen's Elite Four, the first member is Will, the psychic type user, and poison is weak to psychic. So I kind of went in there as an experiment and just threw out all my Pokemon. Number one, psychic Pokemon are known for being kind of fast and have high special attack. Everybody but like 2 of my Pokemon got one hit with psychic, so that was fun. And then I realized that Gengar.
What level are yours at?
Gengar is level 51. I have 2 level 39s, and then I have like 41 and a 43.
Oh, so you like just kept using Gengar because you were like, do you have any Pokemon at level 40? And I was like, yeah, all my Pokemon.
No,
are
so
level
like
40.
they were pretty even. Like I said, I think it's Beedrill and Arbok are at 39, and then everybody else was like had just hit like 40 and like 41. So I was keeping it pretty even, but like Gengar has to take out the entirety of Will's team with Shadow Ball, and he takes them out in one hit, so he gets all of that experience. Then the second Elite Four is Koga, and he uses Poison type, like myself. Poison is weak to Psychic, and Gengar knows Psychic, so I use Gengar a lot in that fight too. I'm trying to switch it up and also use my Crobat, because he uses a couple Bug-type Pokemon, and they're weak to Flying. And then his last Pokemon is Fortress, who's Bug Steel, so I murk him with my Nidoking, who knows Fire Blast.
Nice.
There's that, and then the third Elite Four is a returning Elite Four member from Gen 1, Bruno, who has Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Machamp, and then he throws in an Onix for good measure. So
Just for good measure.
just for good measure. He used 2 Onixes in the first game, and then Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Machamp. A little upset that they just ended up using him again, though, like instead of not picking somebody else. But they only like Gen 2 only added Steel and Dark type, and then I don't think they added any more types until the newest gen, which is Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so only 3 types have been added from the original ones. So I understand that it'd probably be a little hard to make other ones, but yeah, they didn't do much. So, and again, fighting is weak to Psychic, so there goes Gengar again. I would try to use my Crobat more during that fight, but all of the fighting Pokemon know like a Rock move, or like Hitmonchan knows Thunder Punch, and they like one-shot my Crobat. So it's a little hard to get some of the other ones to level. The final Elite Four member, she uses Dark type Pokemon, And it's actually kind of funny her team, because she could have, like, I'm talking original second gen.
That'll probably be the hardest one for me.
She could have done a complete dark team. She starts with Umbreon, which was one of the new evolutions in second gen. So you get Umbreon, and then she uses Houndoom as her strongest Pokemon, and then she has Murkrow, who's dark flying, and Houndoom is dark fire. Her last two Pokemon are Vileplume and Gengar, who, like, with the original art style, when you're playing on like a Game Boy Color, they like the shading is really dark, but Vileplume is grass poison and Gengar is ghost poison, neither of which are dark. She could have used Tyranitar, who is dark rock, and then she could have also used I had it earlier, now it's escaping me. What was it? It was Tyranitar, Murkrow, Hound. Oh, she could have used Sneasel, who's dark ice.
Yeah.
So she could have had a full dark team, and instead they gave her two Pokemon that aren't dark. Also with that, like, Will uses two Zatus, which are psychic flying, a new Pokemon to Gen 2. Mm-hmm. It's just like, yeah, you could have also used Umbreon in that essence. He also should have had Slowking instead of Slowbro, since Slowking was a new Pokemon in Gen 2. Then he uses Executor, and what was the other one he used? Two Zatus, Executor, Slowbro. Oh, and he uses Jinx. So yeah, I don't know. There are a couple things here and there that they could have done better and they didn't. But yeah, and then Lance is the champion, and he uses a Gyarados, Aerodactyl, Charizard, one Dragonair, and then two Dragonites. So what was it? I
do recall he having multiple Dragonites.
Yeah, I took out the Gyarados, and then the Aerodactyl just destroyed the rest of my team.
What are the level of his Pokemon?
I think his highest level Dragonite is level 50. And I think his Gyarados was either 45 or 46. So like the Elite Four is all kind of like increase in strength, or at the very least you'll notice like a big change with their strongest Pokemon. So like Will's strongest Pokemon is level 42. Koga's strongest Pokemon is level 44. Then Bruno's is a 46 Machamp. And then I keep forgetting what her name is. The Dark One's strongest Pokemon is Houndoom at 47. So yeah, Lance's ends up being 50.
Blesseth thou.
Thinketh thou. But so I'm about to beat. This is my second time going through the Elite Four. Well, I guess third time.
I haven't even started yet. I'm gonna just train a little bit more just so I can try to do well.
What was in Victory Road that seemed worth like defeating? Anything that's in its second or third evolution will obviously gain you more experience than stuff that's still in
Graveler.
Yeah, Gravelers should do like a decent amount of damage.
There's Onyx, and then there's Golbats.
Oh, there goes my Nidoking. Golbat and Graveler would be the best ones for XP.
But they're like all like level like in their they're like level 32, like all of them are.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So if you trade Pokemon over to a different game, they get boosted experience instead of just.
I just learned Zen Headbutt.
Normal stuff. Who did?
Slowking.
Oh, that's a psychic move, I think.
Yep, I got rid of my other psychic move.
What other psychic move did you get rid of?
Confuse Ray. I've had that since like the beginning.
No one uses Confuse Ray. Dang, nabbit, nobody uses it.
I did a lot at the beginning, but yeah, I got rid of it.
Oh.
All right, well, we're having lots of fun, but let's get into a few of these other segments. All right, Tito, so we're going to talk about the Tito's movie review.
Oh, yeah.
So last week I assigned to you Parasite, since we talked about the Oscars last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I assigned to you an Oscar nominated Oscar winner movie. So tell me about it. What'd you think?
Dude, it was awesome. I loved that movie. I think like in the back of my mind, I always knew number one, you had explained the premise to me back when you first watched it, and I think you watched it specifically because it won Oscar for best movie of the year for 2019, and then you also said it won internationally too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it won the international movie of the year at the Oscars, so
Okay.
it won Best Picture and Best International Film.
okay, so. Yeah, you talked to me a little bit about it, and I was like, this sounds like a really cool movie, like something that I would want to check out. I just, again, had never gotten around to it. Most of the time, I think movies are what I lack on the most. I can easily probably start a new series or play something like a new video game, a new anime, and now even read like new comics and stuff like that. I think I've mentioned before that there's this comic that Keanu Reeves is supposed to be playing like the main character in like a Netflix series that's like the next thing that I'm on the prowl for. But yeah, no, like I knew that this was a movie I wanted to watch, and when I mentioned it last week during the segment, you were like, all right, boom, there you got it. There's your next movie for you to watch. And it didn't disappoint at all. I had kind of seen some of the stuff that was going to happen, but essentially the premise of the movie is it's based in South Korea, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the movie's based in South Korea. Like everyone in the movie is speaking Korean. I don't know why Hulu did this. So obviously, it's the movie's subbed, so you get to see like the English subtitles that are going on. For those of us that don't speak Korean and clearly couldn't be able to follow along if they didn't have the subtitles, we had our subtitles was still turned on Hulu, which because I normally watch other stuff on Hulu with subtitles, but because there's obviously no English subtitles when a movie is already subtitled in English, it had Spanish subtitles on. So like the Spanish subtitles were covering the English subtitles, and I'm like, what is going on? Why do I have to like? I mean, not that I couldn't read it, but I was just like, I'd prefer to just read it in English right now. I turned those off and then noticed that the English subtitles were like being hidden by the Spanish ones, and I'm like, okay, this works out better. And so the family, I think the main character's name was Ki Woo, and he just comes from like an extremely poor family, and it's kind of like known like fairly early on. It's shown like the different stuff that they might have to do to kind of make a small amount of money for them to be able to eat, whether it be just for the day or during the week. And then it's a mother and father, and then son and daughter. And I want to say maybe the son is the youngest at being like 17 or 18. And he has a friend who like had just started. They kept saying like university instead of college. And I think that's what Dad would always say too. Is like, and then I started university instead of.
That's what they say in like England too.
Yeah,
because they call it uni.
So his friend had like just started and was going to go study abroad, and he had a tutoring job, and he was like, "I'm going to give it to you, and just look after it, and I'll be back, whenever, and it'll be good for them. The pay's good, and it'll help out like your family." But he had to like falsify some documents to make it seem like he was legit to be able to tutor the girl he had to. And then the rest of the family just ends up finagling their way into the house by doing like their own jobs. And it was like the beginning of the movie was just kind of like a little bit funny of how like everyone was getting like moved in there and some of the stuff they were trying to do it. And then
they were like all lying. So none of it appears that none of them are related to each other, but they're all like mother, father, brother, sister.
So they had all that going for them. And obviously as most movies have, you have, certain turning points and stuff like that. Like, kind of early on, you can kind of see like, all right, well, you're expecting in one shape or form or another, like something's probably going to go wrong. The movie can't just completely go like, and they lived happily ever after and were never caught or no one ever found out anything. And just what they do at the end of the movie was crazy. And then I felt like the ending was pretty wholesome too. Like I liked what they ended up doing. So all in all, it was a fantastic movie. It's on Hulu. If you guys haven't watched it, I definitely recommend it. Again,
it's really, really good.
This won an Oscar for being the best film out of 2019. So 100% you guys should check it out.
So what do you rate it?
I would give it like a 9 out of 10. Like just like, again, although technically I'm more enamored or closer to like either action adventure or comedy stories. Like I love a good like drama or like even something like this. So it was for everything that it was fantastic. I loved it.
So IMDb has it an 8.6.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So just about right where I
So
was
yeah,
at.
just about. Yeah, I saw this movie last year, obviously, when it was all a buzz with the Oscars and stuff, because I love movies and I want to see like all this stuff that's got like nominated. Um, so yeah, definitely if you haven't seen it, you should totally give it a watch. It is a very good movie. Um, like and not like honestly not even just like it's not even just a good movie for being like it's a really good movie even though it's a foreign film. Like no, it's just a good movie, period. Like it's really good.
Wait, is it considered it is
Yes,
a foreign film?
it's a foreign film. Yeah, it was like filmed in South Korea. It's like all South Korean cast. It's a South Korean director. Like yeah,
She's
it's
not, but
not
she's
a
not like,
Hollywood movie.
but she's not like a. Well, I thought the Oscars were like for, like, from the like U.S. or stuff, or no?
I mean, the Oscars are from Hollywood, but they recognize film abroad. That's why it also won Best International Film.
Oh, okay. I thought like maybe the director was like born in America or something, and then
No.
just did like
No.
a film in Korea. Okay, I did not know that. All right, cool.
All right, Tito.
It's me, guys. I'm Tito. For those of you that don't know, I don't say my name
have-
at the start.
2 movies in mind, so I'm not going to give you the names.
Well, I mean, that'd be kind of hard to do if you don't give me a name.
No, so I'm just going to give you A or B, and you pick
Oh.
A or B, and I'll tell you which one is assigned to which one.
A.
Okay, Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Oh.
because I know you haven't seen it. Obviously, the name tells you what it is.
Oh my fucking god. Waterfall made Nido King flinch, and now I didn't cast. I'm not a magic user. I didn't use thunder.
Magic user, baby,
and
what?
This fucking stupid Gyarados isn't gonna die now. I hate everything.
So
what am I
Bram
watching?
Stoker's
Bram
Dracula.
Stoker's Dracula.
Yes. I know you haven't seen it.
What was the famous like? It was like a Universal Studios guy that made a lot of like, horror genres, but he made a lot of monster movies. Is that who that is? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know if it's the same director for the Mummy movies, but like the Mummy movies trailers always advertise like.
Oh
his movies.
yeah. I know what you're. Well, they were just that was just the Universal monsters.
Oh, okay.
So, funny enough, me and Brian were talking about this. The Mummy reboot, if you want to call it that, with the female mummy.
Yeah, with
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise and
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yes. That was supposed to be the first one in like a relaunch of Universal Monsters because there was the Mummy, Russell Crowe was Dr. Jekyll and
yeah.
Mr. Hyde. And that would have led to like eventually there being like the Wolf Man and the Invisible Man and the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
But they
and
were
all the
talking
other
about
shit.
doing like, and it was all part of the same universe though,
Yes.
right? Like they were going to
That's
do.
what it's called, the Universal Monsters.
Oh.
But because the Mummy movie tanked and didn't do that well, that kind of killed it, which sucks.
Yes, very much so. Did you watch that movie?
Yes, I've seen it.
And what did you think of it?
I mean, it was all right. Like, I mean, it wasn't like my favorite or anything. It's not like better. I mean, I'll give you this. It was better than the Dragon King or the Dragon Emperor, but it wasn't better than the first two.
Like, yeah, Emotep was a better Mummy, but I still thought that like the aspect of what like the Jet Li Mummy was supposed to be, I thought that premise was kind of badass though. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, but I did like it, especially because like Jake Johnson was in it. Tom and like we were talking about Tom Cruise. Jake Johnson is Nick Miller.
Nick Miller was in it?
Nick Miller is Tom Cruise's best friend. He's the one that turns into a zombie that Tom Cruise is shooting on the plane before the plane goes down.
Wait, that is him? Why did I think that was Michael Pena?
What?
I swear I thought that's who it was the whole time. Or not the whole time. I mean, like in my memory,
No.
that's who I thought it was. Tom
No.
Cruise and Michael Pena. No, it was Nick Miller. Okay.
Yes.
I got confused.
They don't even look anywhere near to be the same, dude. But anyway, so Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dracula. That's the one.
Dracula.
I'm.
That is a different one. Different
Bram
genre.
Stoker Dracula. He's
He's doing
you
stuff.
can find it on Pornhub.
Oh,
Also, the X-rated section at Blockbuster, but
it's
gonna be really hard for you to find.
You
Blockbuster.
got to time travel first.
You got to time travel. All right, Tito. Last part of the or the last segment of the podcast.
Wait, hold on. Where can I watch? Do you have it, or how do I watch this movie?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out? Okay.
It's probably somewhere, but we'll figure that out.
Cool.
All right.
I beat the Aerodactyl this time, so I made it past 2 Pokemon.
Nice. Question of the week.
Tentacool wants to learn Screech at 42. Who the fuck is using stat debuffs at level 42?
People.
Keep my old moves.
People. All right. So last week I asked, what movie or show do you hope never gets a remake or you wish had never been redone?
Okay.
And you said The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I hope it never gets
You said you hope that The Lord of the Rings never gets remade. Okay. Well, Tito,
Me.
we had
Yes.
one of your fraternity brothers reach out.
Hey.
Nick Niemerg, and that is his Instagram name, Nick Niemerg, and I'll spell that out. That's NickNiemerg. And he said, Clue, leave a classic alone. And I have to say that I fucking agree, because that movie is fantastic.
It is amazing. I wish I hadn't seen it just so you could assign it for me, because I love that movie.
Yes.
I beat the first Dragonite. All right, let's go.
Funny that you should say that, Tito. So
I beat
Nick,
the first Dragonite?
no. So yeah, Clue, fantastic. Tim Curry, amazing.
R.I.P., right?
No.
Didn't Tim Curry die? No?
Man, you're killing people off before they even die.
I didn't mean to. I could have sworn.
Nah, I think people always say that people die, but
People are just
yeah,
assuming.
he's not. He's not dead.
Okay.
He's 75,
Yay, Tim Curry.
alive and kicking.
Alive and kicking.
All right.
Anyways, what were you saying?
No, I said funny enough that you said that what you just said about Clue, because the question of the week is, what's a gamer movie you wish you could experience for the first time again?
Wait, did you say gamer movie?
Game or movie?
Oh, game or movie. Yeah, the game Clue. Yeah, I don't need to experience that again because no one ever knows how to play that correctly.
I still don't know how to play
and
Clue.
it's horrible every time. I
feel like if we actually sat down and actually learned the rules, it might be fun. But yeah, I've never known how to play it correctly.
Nah. It's something to do with like everyone has like cards. Well, because here's the thing: the envelope in the middle of the room, and if you look in here, you'll know like how they did it. And I think if you look and you're wrong, you're like immediately out of the game or something.
Yes.
And like, but other players can immediately tell you if you're like, oh, it was Colonel Sanders with the.
It's Colonel Mustard.
It's Colonel Sanders with the drumstick in the bathroom. They're like Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the billiards room, and you have like the candlestick card. Do you immediately tell them like, no, you're wrong because I have the candlestick card?
I think you can just say no, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, because you could have the billiards card, you could have the candlestick card, you could also have the Colonel Mustard card. So either one of those. So now they know it's not one of those three, but they don't know which one of those. It's when you keep accusing in different rooms or with different things. Then you start deducing, and then you're like, fuck it, I want to win. I'm going to take a guess. And then if you get it right, then you win. Again, neither one of us knows the rules. I could have just made all of that shit up.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never.
But anyway, back to the question.
So,
What's a game or movie that you wish that you could watch or play for the first time all over again?
I think about this like every couple of days. I think about this again because it literally blows my mind how amazing Ghost of Tsushima was, and we platinum it, and it's just kind of over. Like, damn, like that game was so good. I wish I could experience it again. Like I could play it. I could just play it again and just play it on New Game Plus, and maybe it's a little harder. But just the fact that I have all these other games that I also need to be playing kind of takes away from me trying to jump back into it. So I would say that for game, and I know you said game or movie. If I was gonna say what movie could I rewatch again for the first time, I mean Gladiator, baby, Gladiator all day.
All right. It's funny because I was also thinking Ghost of Tsushima, but like really thinking about it, there is so many games. Like, think about Kingdom Hearts. The very first time you're seeing Sora.
Well, if I was gonna,
and then you're seeing all the Disney characters in a video game, like, fuck. Especially now. Like, I was excited about it when I was a kid, but like, especially now, like as an adult, and I have my own kids, like I mean, I just went to Disney World not that long ago, and I still have those like, oh my god, I'm a kid again with Disney and whatever. Yeah, I'm one of those people. But anyway,
we going to Disney.
Yeah, seeing like the Disney characters on the TV for the first time and like fighting alongside of them, I don't know, that'd be really cool.
Oh my god, forgot Nido King is also weak to Blizzard, and this fucking Dragonite just shit on me.
All right, guys. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Make sure that you guys are reaching out and answering the question of the week. Also, just reaching out and talking to us about anything. If you know the rules to Clue, please let us know how badly we fucked up. And maybe we can play sometime. I don't know.
I beat the second Dragonite.
Nice. All right,
Tito. I almost don't want. Oh my god, he has 3 Dragon-Knights.
Where can they find you, Dragonite boy?
Oh my god, I don't think I can. You can you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at BanditoTito93. Just reach out to me, guys. Shoot me a DM, at me on Twitter. Talk to me about the show. Talk to me about anything nerdy that maybe you guys just want another nerd friend to talk about. Let me know about stuff you want to hear on the show, stuff maybe you like or dislike. Always love any type of audience interaction, guys. What about you, Junior?
All right, you guys can find me at pops.maniac on Instagram, as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Also, you guys can check out my videos on YouTube at popsmaniac, which is also where we're uploading the videos for the podcast for right now. But those videos have absolutely nothing to do with the podcast, but you can just check them out and show your love and support. But yeah. All right, guys, have a good week.
Okay, guys, bye.